taking this moment to find your breath, centering into your being, and opening up to receive whatever message and guidance is here for you. Let's dive in. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Juno, and I'm excited to dive into this reading with you guys today. Boy oh boy, this is a crazy time that we're in right now, in so many different ways, and we aren't even going to get into all the ways in our external reality, but ultimately there's a lot happening astrologically and a lot happening internally. This is a huge shift from the winter into spring, and with that I thought it would be really beautiful to come on here and do a March reading. Venus just went retrograde, Mercury's going retrograde at some point soon. We're at the end of Pisces season and we're about to enter into the Astrological New Year of Aries, the spring equinox, springing forward. There's a lot happening this month, and I wanted to come on here and get some guidance, get some preparation, and get some ignition ultimately to set us up for the new year, the new astrological year, I should say. Because right now, the Piscean energy is very dream-like. It's very internal. It's about your emotional side of things, and it's the number 12, which encapsulates the 1 and the 2, which is the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And as you add them together, it then makes a 3, which is the divine child. And so a lot of this is understanding these different energies within us, and ultimately preparation is the word that keeps coming to mind, of how can we prepare our internal feminine energy and our internal masculine energy through imagination, through feeling, through what actionable steps we need to take, what feels good, and then ultimately how those two come together and birth that inner child, that expressive creative energy that is within all of us, and our unique expression of that divine energy. So let's dive in. To start off, I really wanted to get just a card for each. Well, there's a card that already popped out that decided to fall on the ground. Great. Yeah, so we have the Two of Swords here. I'm not going to talk about it yet. I just wanted to put it out there because it did fall as I was shuffling. And ultimately what this is about is I decided that through meditating before this reading, we're going to get a couple cards for the end of the Pisces season. And again, that preparation stage. And then also we're going to get some cards for the Aries season. And Aries is a fire sign, and it's the first sign of the zodiac. It's very igniting. It's very initiatory. It's very fiery. It's very like go out there and drive. It's that initiating force. And so we're gonna get some cards as well about how to really push forward actionably, and taking steps. How to really fuel that inner fire to then move into that. So let's get an initial card for Pisces and an initial card for Aries as well. So that was Pisces. And then Aries, please. I'm not going for all of those cards. We will have one. Thank you. Just to take a look. Because I'm curious, Beautiful with the Magician on the bottom and the Tower. Again, this is a really powerful time, and it can feel very overwhelming, first off, I want to say. And I want to highlight the fact that we always have an opportunity to come back to our breath. We always have an opportunity to come back to our present moment whenever we become overwhelmed with the ideas of the future or where we want to go, or if there's certain relationships that feel triggering. We always have the space to come back to our presence, to our breath. And I think that's one of the best ways that we can really take care of ourselves. Because when we get wrapped up and tangled in all these different situations and things, it gets so overwhelming, and it's hard to really deal with those things from a centered, grounded space, from a responsive space and not a reactive space when we are triggered, when we're wrapped up in it all. We can't really see it fully with good clarity. So we have the Two of Swords here that I've already pointed out to you guys. I don't really know if you can see it or not. But this card, as you see, there's two swords that are coming together. So I thought it was perfect that it came out as I'm talking about Pisces and Aries and how that's we're in that conjuncting time, where the Pisces is meeting the Aries. And there's these two paths, and ultimately both are of use and of benefit, and how can we fully use them in that way, to the highest potential. And so with Pisces, we have the Eight of Cups. Again, I'm going to try and do it so you can see it. We have the Eight of Cups. This card is all about understanding that sometimes in life we build up certain environments and certain a life that we think is going to be fulfilling, and ultimately there's a missing link there that doesn't feel fully inspiring, or it just doesn't feel fully fulfilled, and so it's technically the word for the card is abandonment, but it's not about like leaving when things are too triggering. In this case, for me, this feels more like we have to let go of the old in order to make room for the new. The old habits, the old things that we thought were fulfilling us, but ultimately were just distracting us from, true inner fulfillment. We'll dive into that a little bit more. And then for the Aries card, we have the Queen of Swords. In reverse as well is how she came out. I'll show it to you guys this way as well. Very interesting, because the Queen of Swords is first off an air sign. The swords always represents air, and the Queen being of course, like majesty in a way. And when it comes to mixing this queen energy and that air energy, it's very discerning, it's very cutthroat. It's very deciphering, like when you cut something in half, there is a point of separation, there's a defined cut. And with it being in reverse, it's it's almost as if it's about letting that go right now, as we go into Aries season. It's not about fully understanding it all on a mental level. It's not about having full clarity on the path moving forward, because that comes as time comes, when we go into Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and as we move through the year, and clarity comes, but I think a big thing that this is talking about is taking the leap, taking the action without knowing what's going to come from it. And that seems really unknown and scary, but I think it's necessary at times to really just jump in and dive in to the unknown, trusting in the universe, trusting in ourselves, because there's that saying of clarity comes after you take the action. The clarity isn't there before the action. You have to initiate first. Again, that initiation continues coming into play. But let's put that aside for now. Let's work on the Pisces part of things, because that's where we're at right now. This final shedding, this final letting go of the year that has been, and getting truthful and honest with ourselves around what is ready to be let go of. What have we been holding on to, and what have we been creating in our lives that felt emotionally fulfilling, but ultimately has kept us from being fully emotionally fulfilled. It's given this false sense of fulfillment. And a lot of it, I feel like, as well, is this sense of downplaying ourselves, not seeing the truest and fullest potential of what can be, you know. And I think with Pisces as well, it's all about dreaming. It's all about creatively imagining where we want our lives to go. And so I think a big thing as well is, where are we not imagining the highest, like, new reality, the highest dreams for ourselves, you know? Where are we downplaying our own dreams? And something that's coming to mind out of one of my favorite decks, it's a Mary Magdalene deck, is this idea, and I pulled the card today, so of course that's why it's like coming to mind. It takes the same amount of energy to dream big as it does to dream small. I'm going to say that one more time. It takes the same amount of energy to dream big as it does to dream small. So why not dream big, you know? So let's get a little bit more about, okay, we've created kind of this life that feels somewhat fulfilling, but there's a missing link. There's something that isn't, there's that last puzzle piece that isn't there, you know, in this last phase that we have to let go. We have to say, no, there's actually better for me. There's better for me. I'm not going to just sit and be satiated in a way. I'm not going to sit and just be comfortable in this. You know, there's more out there for me. And it's scary, you know, because I've built up so much of my life so far in this, you know, and it doesn't hit the true marks that you desire for it to. So let's get 3 cards around, three cards around some guidance, some tips, some tricks, to help us let go, you know, because that part can be challenging too, you know. There has to be a grievance of the past, you know. We have to come to terms, we have to really honor the past as well in order to move forward. Wow. Unexpected, but isn't that the beauty of tarot? You gotta just flow with it, don't you? So we have here the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, as well as the Morning card. And this is a special card to this deck. Here, I'll give it to you on not upside down. So, okay, tips, trick, guidance. Again, there's more out there for you. You know, the Ten of Pentacles is all about dream fulfillment. It's about your reality externally fitting and matching that internal stability and groundedness. And the King of Pentacles is all about first that internal shift, you know. It's the mastery of the external world. With the Morning, very interesting. Because again, this is about letting go. Okay, yeah. So again, Pisces is all about dreaming. So where have we been dreaming? What have we been creating and dreaming of that is actually not in the highest potential of what we could be dreaming? Recognizing that we are powerful, you know, and we have the ability to create literally, really whatever we want in our lives. And again, as we move into that Aries, it's about like ignition and taking the steps forward. But of course, it first takes believing in it internally. And there's something here with the Morning, you know, there's something here about as you're waking up each morning, where's your mind first going? You know, what actions are you first taking? And can we understand what those dreams are, what those desires are to its fullest potential? And can we anchor that in the mornings and realize that we are capable, we have that ability, you know? Because ultimately, when we can do that and when we can relax our nervous system into prosperity, into I am abundance, then every action that we take throughout the day moving forward is going to be from that place, or at least it's going to program our mind in the morning, because our mind is fresh. We've just gone through sleep, and so it's easily malleable in a way. So whatever those first imprints of the morning bring is what is going to be. So I guess what's really being said here is, in the morning times, can we really take time to anchor into what that full dream looks like? If I were to receive everything that I desired in my life, what would that look like? How would it feel? And then not only looking at it, because there's a part of us that has to believe that we're capable of doing it as well. And that's the King of Pentacles, is understanding that we have that willpower. We are that abundance. And we are capable of creating anything that we really desire. I'm going to get some clarity cards on that. I'm really curious of this Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to get a card connecting the King of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. So you have the Four of Cups here. This card is about meditation. It's kind of like that Buddha energy of sitting underneath the tree and meditating. And so it can be a card of, again, kind of like not seeing what is in front of us, not seeing the prosperity that's in our life. So I think that's one important thing, is really a key to the future is in the gratitude of the past and the gratitude of the present. A lot of the times we can look at what we're lacking and not understand or not see fully what's here in front of us. And that's a big part of this Ten of Pentacles and King of Pentacles, is that abundance isn't somewhere to reach. It's an internal state. And by recognizing what we have in this moment that is going right for us, like, can we just honor that? Can we appreciate that? Can we love that? Can we ground our presence into that? And then there's another part of this card too, which is sitting in meditation. There is that connection internally, and we do, our soul, our destiny, we have this, we come into this world with a vision. Our heart is wanting to drive forward in a certain way, and we have that dream internally. And it can be clouded, in society through conditioning and through expectation and traumas. I mean, in so many different ways can that dream be clouded, and we forget, So in that meditation, in sitting with ourselves and quieting the mind and really just kind of opening ourselves up to our spirit, to God, to divine, and asking for that guidance, I think is really important, of like, okay, here I am. I have a life ahead of me that I'm so excited for. I'm so grateful for it. I can't wait for what it brings for me. And getting clear on what that looks like in ways, and letting the heart send those signals up and bring in imagery of that kind of that Nine of Cups, because we have the Eight of Cups here, but we're leaving the Eight of Cups, and we want to reach that Nine of Cups of fulfillment. And so what is the truth of that? Because it's easy to grasp. It's easy to, okay, I'm leaving something else, and then as we're leaving, it's easy to then start creating the same exact scenario, the same exact things in our lives over again, and we're repeating the same cycle. But what's being asked is not to actually grab, not to be strict and constraining in your visions for the future, but to be open and allow yourself to receive the guidance, to receive the clarity and the visions that our heart has to offer for us and what our destiny is here to bring. I think that's beautiful, and I think we should move forward with the Aries. Because as we open up and we receive this guidance, moving forward through March, it then comes time to take the action. And again, here we have the Queen of Swords, which is about like coming out in reverse. To me right now, it's like, it's again moving forward, initiating without understanding, and in the unknown. The clarity comes after the action. So what actions can we start taking? Okay, so first let's get one card, understanding, or just how to cope with the unknown, because it's so scary, guys. We don't know. And that's part of the fun, and if it's not scaring you, then it's probably not the highest thing that it could be for you. You're not going high enough, you're not reaching and striving high enough if it doesn't scare you a little bit, if it's not a little bit of unknown of how it's going to happen. But in that unknown is where miracles can really become, and we get to be surprised by what the universe has to bring for us. So let's get a card on that unknown. Yeah. Wow. So now we have the Knight card coming up. So we had the morning, and now we have the Knight, as well as the Nine of Pentacles coming out. So I'm going to keep both of these guys. I want that to focus, please. Focus, focus, focus. It's okay. Maybe that actually, we'll put it to the side then if it didn't want to focus. I mean, and it's a beautiful card that I can talk about here in a minute, but so how to cope with the unknown, and we got the card of the Knight. And again, this is kind of as the morning is about the waking up, the night is about the digesting and the letting go, the winding down, which again, there's something here about dreams, because we have the morning and the night, and that in-between state is the dreams, with the Nine of Pentacles. How to cope with the unknown, the Knight. I mean, what's kind of coming to mind is like, as we fall asleep, it's unknown of what we're going to experience as we dive into the unconscious realms of our own psyche. Yet we do it anyways. We have to, like there's no other option. We gotta sleep, and I feel like that's the same thing with kind of following our destiny, following what feels good and true and authentic to us, is just jumping in, diving in. Like, yes, I don't know. And yeah, it's scary sometimes. Yeah, sometimes we have nightmares. Yes, sometimes we don't have anything, and it's pretty chill and relaxed. And sometimes we have an amazing, incredible dreams. So let's get a clarity card on that. I'm curious. The Knight of Cups. I don't know if it's going to want to focus either. That's okay. The Knight of Cups is all about taking action through our intuition. I really do want you to see this card. There you go. It's a little better. So the Knight is holding up his cup, and he's on his horse. He's going out, he's adventuring, he's exploring the world, but he's doing so with one eye always in his cup, one eye always in his emotional realm. And each step that he takes, he is watching that emotional realm. He's watching the ripples of the water and understanding how it shifts and changes. And then that next step he takes is based off of the water as well, and that water is always shifting and changing. Our emotional state is always shifting and changing, as our dreams are always shifting and changing. Yeah. I think that's an interesting thing too, is like, yeah, we can dream right now about where we want to go, but each time that we take action and we move a step forward, that dream is going to change as well. Maybe not drastically, after 10 or 15 steps, that dream may change drastically, but there is no set, like, constriction. The universe is flow, it's fluid as water, like as spirit. And as we move forward and that clarity comes, the dream will always be changing and transforming, which I think is such an interesting thing with the Aries. So again, pushing forwards, upliftment, initiation, a little bit more guidance on as we move into Aries season. Just what's that? Because the Aries is about the ram, so it's like, how do we push forward? I'm going to get 2 cards on like that initial burst into the new astrological year. I hope you're enjoying the reading so far. If you do, subscribe to my channel and like this video, and I would love to know how this is resonating with you so far down in the comments below. Let's get one more card about pushing through with this Aries season. And like, I get this like feeling of like bursting through the bubble, and like spring's here, we're flying again, and that resistance is gone, that like sluggishness of the winter is gone. Okay, I'm gonna take that one. Great. Oh wow. Now they're both there. They're both here for us. Oh, beautiful. So first we have the Magician, the Magus, as it is in this deck. And then we have 2 tens. We have the Ten of Wands as well as the Ten of Swords. And the 10 is all about completion, It's about, so the 9 is like right before completion. It's that fullness, that wholeness, or it is that completion in a way. And then the 10 is not yet the 1, but it's the letting go so that the 1 can be again, as that cycle goes back and forth. And so the 10 is the after completion, because it's the letting go of the past cycle. And especially with the 10 of Wands is about like, I've gone through this whole chapter of my life. I've gone through this whole year so far, and I've picked up a lot. I've picked up a lot of beautiful, I've picked up a lot of amazing characteristics and growths of my personality. I've picked up a lot of experience and wisdom and understanding of me and my life and what I want to do. And we also pick up some not so fun things, We pick up experiences that may hurt us, that we hold on to, and we don't allow it to fully process and let go in the moment, and we continue carrying it with us. And with the Ten of Wands, 10 of Torches, it's all about letting it go. It's a refresh, restart. Can we start new now? Can we start new again now? Same with the Ten of Swords. As you can see in this card, there's the past version down below and there's a new version above, and the past version has 10 swords in them. And as this last sword enters into the body, there's this upliftment, there's this ascension, and we can finally again let go of like the swords being the mind. It's this refresh of mind. It's like, can I create some new belief systems? Can I create some thought processes that are going to support me? Can I let go of old anxieties and things that have been just literally hurting me physically, internally, hormonally? Can we move forward? Recognizing that we are the creators, that we have the abilities, that we are capable, that we wield these elements, as the consciousness, witnessing all of it and observing all of it and behind all of it. Because the Magus, let's dive into that a little bit. and then I'm going to wrap this up. But the magician is about wielding the 4 elements. It's about wielding earth, air, fire, and water. It's kind of like the avatar in a way, and realizing that we have that capability of creating, again, whatever we desire, And again, that can be, we can create this heaviness. We can create the anxiety, the lack, the doubt, the fear, the victim mentalities. We are that powerful that we can create our own suffering. And if we are powerful enough to create our suffering, we're powerful enough to transform it and to create prosperity and beauty in our lives as well. And that's the magician. It's understanding that we are wielding these forces within us, that we are physically and energetically and emotionally made up of these elements. We have the fire, we have the water, we have the air, we have the earth within us. The air being our thoughts, our breath, The water being our emotions, our spirit, our intuition. The earth being our physicality, our manifestation in the physical world that brings so much power. And then we have the wands, which is about passion. It's the neurons in our body. It's the driving force. It's our solar plexus. It's our courage, our strength, our capability, And so looking at each of these elements and understanding how can I use it to its greatest ability in my life. How can I wield my sword in a way that's going to help me? How can I wield my wand in a way that's going to bring fire and passion and drive in my life? How can I wield my pentacles, my earth, recognizing that I am this abundant, beautiful being that is made up of 6 trillion cells, that written in my DNA is abundance, there's not much to say about that. There are trillions of cells that are here supporting us and here to help us grow and help us just exist in this world. And then there's the cups as well, which is about the emotional state of okay, how can I help? It's the intuitive side. It's our connection to spirit and mother and nurturing. And it's our magnetism, it's the water is a conductor. It transfers energy, and so when we can align our water in a way that's going to conduct energy in a beautiful way, we have that power. And I can totally dive into how to wield those elements in a later video, and I would absolutely love to do that. If I did that in this video, it would then take this whole night for me to do. So definitely stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't. But yeah, that is this reading for March of 2025, transferring from Pisces season into Aries season with this Venus retrograde. There's so much happening again. So just to bring a final conclusion to this reading, it's time to really get honest with ourselves of what we need to walk away from so that we can create true inner fulfillment. Recognizing that comes through anchoring into a place of abundance within. Meditating, opening ourselves up to our spirit, to our divine, to our destiny, and allowing ourselves to receive that while also being really grateful and perceiving all the things that are working out in our lives already. Ultimately, to realize that as we break into the Aries season, into the Astrological New Year, and into spring, taking the action before the clarity comes. Taking the action before the clarity comes. Taking the action without knowing what is going to come. Because the action is what is going to create the outcome. And that's what I was getting at here, is that each time that we take action, the outcome is going to shift and change. And so can we take action from a intuitive space in each moment and realize that is going to amplify the outcome when we can come from a place of what feels true and right and good inside, And I didn't really touch on the 9 of Pentacles, but again, it's just that It's that understanding that I'm in the Garden of Eden. I am fulfilled, and can we, even if it's a little delusional, that's part of it. You gotta be a little delusional at times in order to step into the next reality that you're hoping to live. Ultimately, letting go of this last chapter, letting go of the things that have been keeping us heavy and keeping us down, letting go of the anxieties and maybe certain belief systems and processes that are not here serving us anymore. Ultimately, recognizing that we are the creators, that in everything I do, I am creating, and I have the responsibility to create good. Again, I can create suffering for myself. I can create my own pain, and I can create beauty. I can create prosperity. I can create the life that I want to and dream of by wielding the elements and recognizing that we are not a victim to our lives. We are very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. So that is a reading. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching through this whole video. I love you guys dearly. I appreciate all of your support. Again, let me know how this resonates with you in the comments below. Let me know what you're ready to let go of and what you're ready to step into with this new astrological year. I'm so excited for spring, this blossoming. Again, it is up to us in the actions that we take that is going to transform the outcome that is to come. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, night, evening. Bye for now.